Hey guys, Styxius here, wanting to go over my new Crystal Beast build involving Snake Eye and Fiendsmith. I've been doing quite a few builds testing around this, and I'm very excited for when this comes out in Master Duel, which is very soon. And I also have some replays as well as combos I'm going to showcase you today, but let's just start with the deck list to begin. With the deck list, we have Nemesis Protos. We're going to run that as long as the flag. We are running 2 of the Rainbow Dragons here. We are running 1 Flame Burge, and then 2 of the Zenith Dragons. We are also running 1 Snake Eyes Diabell Star, 3 Diabell Slayer of the Black Witches, 2 Engraver, 3 Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus, 1 of the Amber Mammoth, and 1 of the Ruby Carbuncle. We're running 1 of the Lacrima of the Crimson Tears. We're running 3 Ash Blossom, 1 Flag, 2 Maxi. We're running Oak, we are running Ash and Poplar, just 1 copy of each. We are running 1 copy of Fable Lurie, and we are running 1 copy of the Valence World Kong Bison. We're also running 1 of the Foolish Burial Goods, 3 Crystal Bond, 2 Thrust, 3 Rainbow Bridge, 2 Bonfire, 2 of the Rainbow Bridge of the Heart. I just felt like with how few Crystal Beasts we're running compared to a standard 7 Crystal Beast lineup, I don't want to burk on it potentially, so we're only running 2. Running 1 Talent. We're running 1 of the Shinra Bancho of the Valence. We'll put that up there. We're running 1 for 1. Running 1 of the Golden Rules. It is a possibility that it does come up to create a full combo for us, but we don't want to brick on it, so we're only running 1. We're running 1 of the Awakening, which I debate on bumping up potentially and cutting something else, but right now we're running 1. We're running OSS, I have 1 copy. We're running 1 Divine Temple of the Snake Eye. We're running 1 Fiendsmith Tract, 2 Dark Will of No Mores, 2 Called by the Graves, 3 Forbidden Droplets, 1 Miracle, which can come up, it's not as common with this build, but we do have it in there. 1 Rainbow Bridge of Salvation, as well as 1 Infinite Impermanence. That would we can set it with the Thrust in certain circumstances where we could have activated it, but don't have a traditional target. For our extra deck, we're running 1 Desiree, 1 Damned Dragon, 1 Banshee, 1 Saryuja, which I might be replacing soon. You'll see that more so in the combos as to why. We're running 1 Ambler Whale, we're running 1 Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess, 1 Promethean Princess, 1 Hitan, 1 SP Little Knight, 1 Moon of the Closed Heaven, 1 Fiendsmith Sequence, 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Cross Sheep, 1 Fiendsmith's Requiem, and 1 Relinquished Anima. If you don't have this, Link Karibo would also substitute perfectly fine in its place. But with that being said, with the deck list, let's go ahead and hop right into the combos and start going over some 1-card combos as well as our full combos. Alright. Now we are going to go over the 1-card combo with Crystal Beast. We will be beginning with a Rainbow Bridge, and that's our only card in hand we will be using. So we will, well, to begin with, I should say. So we will use the Rainbow Bridge to grab Bond. With Bond, we will then utilize Bond's effect to then add a Pegasus into hand and set a Zenith Dragon onto the field. Doesn't matter where. We'll activate the Crystal Rainbow Dragon, the Zenith, and summon out the Mammoth. From there, we will add a Rainbow Dragon as well. We will use Pegasus here. Summon out Pegasus, set a Carbuncle. The Carbuncle is set. We will then link these off into a Banshee. With Banshee, we will utilize its effect to detach 1, to then add a Poplar. Add it to the hand, almost misclicked. And then with Poplar's effect in hand, we will use it to summon itself out and add OSS. With OSS, we will then with OSS in hand, we will then proceed to link off the Poplar into an Anima or Link Karibo, either is fine. Release Poplar's effect to set itself in the back row. Activate OSS. OSS will send Poplar. From here, we will then summon out the Ash or Oak, doesn't necessarily matter which. But since we're doing Ash, we will use its effect to add Oak to hand. Not a big deal either way, even if we didn't. We will use its effect to send it in Carbuncle, and we will summon out the Oak now. And then with Oak's effect, we will not use that one. We will use its activated effect to send it in Banshee for the Flame Birch. It is important that when we do this, we do use its effect and set one of the Crystal Beasts. Doesn't necessarily matter which. Actually, it does. I would set either the Mammoth or Carbuncle. In this instance, we'll use the Carbuncle, because we do want the Pegasus left alone. From here, we will use the Cross Sheep. So we'll summon up Cross Sheep. And with Cross Sheep, we will then be able to summon. With Cross Sheep summoned, we can then use Flame Bridge's effect to target the Ash and Oak. With Ash and Oak summoned on the field, I summon them on the opposite side from the Cross Sheep just for flow. I use Oak's effect here to then add the Poplar onto the field beneath the Cross Sheep. This is the general workflow I like to go with. From here, we will then proceed into a Closed Moon using two of the Snake Eyes, and there works too. Then we use Closed Moon and turn that into Requiem. With Requiem, we will use its effect and summon Lacrima in the same location. With Lacrima summoned, we will then be able to send the Engraver to the grave. From here, we will use the Engraver's Engrave effect to send back the Closed Moon and summon itself out. From here, we will use its effect with Sequence to then link these two off. And if you needed to disrupt the board, you could actually use the Requiem to equip it to Engraver and send it and one card on the field back to the grave. Something to keep in mind. We will use this to then Fusion Summon, sending all three of these for the Desiree. Making sure it's on the other arrow of the Cross Sheep, that's why it's important for our positioning. We will use Cross Sheep's effect and summon back the Pegasus. With Pegasus revived, we will use its effect again and set another Pegasus from the deck. From here, we will link off the Sequence and the Cross Sheep into an Appaloosa. Just like that. And then from here, we will activate Sequence's effect, which will let it equip itself to the Desiree for a 1/2 on the negate. We will also then proceed to send the Pegasus and Carbuncle for a Doomed Dragon. Well, the damn dragon, but pretty sure it's the thing that changed to Doomed in the TCG. But with it, we're not going to use its effect. It would backfire on us if we did. And depending on what our opponent had for a field at this time, we would either take these three and make them into, we'll take two of them and make it into a Hida if we were Ashed, and then make the Princess into the Ambler Whale. But since that didn't occur here, what we will do instead is we will take the... we'll just go for a more simple play here. We're just going to go for the Promethean Princess. You could do IP if you want to prep that in the grave, but it's not necessarily a big deal for us. With this, we will special summon out the Flame Birch. The Flame Birch specialed out, we will be able to then link it off into an Ambler Whale. So this would give us 1 to 2 targeted pops, 1 to 2 Omni negates, and 2 monster effect negates, with 5 other cards in hand, 4 other cards and a Rainbow Dragon in hand. This is a very simple 1-card combo, and it goes through a good chunk of our extra deck admittedly, but it also leaves us with plenty of follow-up where we could recycle for Desiree again. We also have the IP to SP combo, and we do have a Staryu just still left that we could utilize as well if we need to. This is by far one of the easiest 1-card combos, but I will be showing you guys here another replay of a more full combo if you had all the gas that you could. So let's get right over to that combo that we can do with this build. So this is going to give us pretty much the most gas we could potentially want through having these 3 cards in hand. With these 3 cards, we have an insane combo on our hands, so we're just going to get right to it. So we're going to use Diabell Star to send the Salvation. With Diabell Star and Salvation being sent, we will utilize Diabell Star to set OS, the Salvation. Take my time now. We're going to use the Bellstar Search OSS, and we're going to activate Salvation, add a Pegasus, as well as the Green Valence field spell. You can use Engraver to bait an Ash more so if you wanted to than the Salvation. Both would be a fair call. From here, we will activate the Engraver, send Engraver, add Track. Then we're going to activate the Valence field spells and normal summon the Pegasus. With Pegasus normal summoned, we're going to normal summon another Pegasus to an empty zone, utilizing the other field spell we gave our opponent to summon it out. And then we're going to summon a Zenith Dragon here. With Zenith, we're going to activate its effect, sending itself to summon out the Carbuncle. And then we shall add a Dragon, the Rainbow Dragon, and then we are going to take the Banshee and make it by using the 2 Pegasus. We will activate Banshee's effect to detach 1 and add the flag. With it added to hand, we will use Flag's effect to shuffle back the Zenith and summon itself out. With Flag, we will utilize its effect to add Protos. From here, we shall link off the Flag as well as the Carbuncle into a Cross Sheep, as we would have exceeded 5 summons by this point. And we will activate Tract to add a Lurie, and then we will use Lurie's effect to send itself. Not Lurie's effect, Tract's effect to send Lurie, Lurie's effect to special summon itself. We will use Lurie to make our Requiem. Then we'll use Requiem's effect to summon out the Lacrima. With Lacrima, we'll use its effect to send the other Engraver. From here, we will link off those two into a sequence. With Sequence, we will utilize its effect to Fusion Summon. We are going to use the Engraver, both Engravers and the Lurie. And then we are going to summon it under the Cross Sheep's arrows. And from there, we'll use Cross Sheep to then summon out the Pegasus. With Pegasus' effect, we will set another card to the back row. We're going to just set another Pegasus. No worries in that. From here, we will link off the Sequence and Cross Sheep into an Appaloosa, so we have that coverage at this point. They're not Nibiru Dust by this point. And we're going to just attach the Requiem for now, so that we have that coverage. We will use the Snake Eye, Sinful Spoils, to send the field spell, because we don't need it, to then summon out the Ash. With Ash, we'll use its effect to add Poplar, and with Poplar, we are then going to activate its effect after being added to summon itself out and grab the Snake Eye's field spell. So here it is, it's going to add it. Ding, just like that. We'll activate it to set a Diabellstar in the back row. With Diabellstar set in the back row, we are going to use Poplar's effect to revive itself after sending itself with Anima. So then Poplar's going to activate. We're actually going to set a flag with it to begin with. So we are going to then use Ash's effect, and we are going to send off Diabellstar to summon out Oak. And then with Oak, we are not going to use its effect yet. We are going to send it an Anima. With those two, we're going to just summon out Flameburge over here. So, with it being at this state, one thing we can say is we're going to want to summon out. I think you could have used Oak earlier, but this is probably fine. So, what we're going to do is we are going to make IP Masquerena using these two. And we're going to set it underneath the Appaloosa. And when we revive this, we're going to want to make sure we set two as close as. Well, we want to make sure we set one underneath the Appaloosa that we're going to use immediately. And we'll use Oak's effect to summon out the Poplar. And then from here, as crazy as it sounds, because of the sake of space and where we actually want it, actually we'll be fine. So we're going to send the IP and either Ash or Poplar, whatever ones we sent that are not near the underside of Appaloosa, to summon out our Flameburge here. So Flameburge is being summoned out. From here, we will take those two, and we will link them off into a Amber Whale. And we have quite a bit we can do here. So we're going to do this, and oops, I didn't screw that up. And set an IP Masquerena. So IP Masquerena is set up for the follow-up, so you can make an SP with it after the fact. But one thing we can do while we still have this is, honestly, a big part is we're not stopped because we're out of gas. We have a lot we can still do. We just don't have enough yet. So maybe there's something we could do a bit more with the extra deck. Maybe replace Saryuja with something else we can make a bit more gas out of. Like if they had hit us with a Hida, we'd be able to then climb again into another rank 4. Well, link 4. Through the Damned Dragon as well as the Bellstar. So, and then we could make like a Nightmare Pegasus potentially. But from the time being, what we're going to do instead is we are going to make a Protos. We will actually send off the Poplark. We don't need it. Send off an Anima, and we will send off the Crush. So, we could call Dark and lock it here, and save IP for the follow-up. We do have plenty of negates if we did decide to do that. I mean, like, it's so crazy how much we could do with this. So there's probably more that I'm gonna look into, but this is probably like where we would end on a full combo. I mean, actually it probably isn't, because we still don't have to call by the grave set. So since we're gonna be calling Dark here, let's just take these two out. Yeah, we'll just make a Damned Dragon. And from here, we will just keep it as such. So we still have a lot of stuff we can do here, but then we can take the sequence and add it here. And so the call by, and we have a full field. So there's not a whole lot we could do beyond this point right now. Of course, we're gonna call Dark for this time. If you don't feel like your opponent's got something you'd want for that, you would choose something else. But this leaves us with the ability to revive another monster from the back row. We have 2 pops, we have 2 monster negates, we have 1 to 3 Omni negates on field, we have a called by, we have an Ash. There's not a whole lot they can deal with this board, especially if we don't have any other matching attributes to the Desiree. There's not really anything they can do to really get rid of it. I mean, there's certain fusions they can potentially try, but this is an incredibly durable board. It's very proud of it. I'm very proud of it. Hope you guys enjoy, and if you guys have any other questions, feel free to let us know. We'll showcase a few replays at the end of this to help show you guys other things we did while testing against Frank.